All right, friends, we're going to talk about doing some figure drawing, and figure drawing means drawing a person. So, I think the easiest way to talk about drawing people is to talk about how you don't draw people. So, a lot of times you'll see like these big, like gigantic heads and then stick bodies. And you know how I feel about that. I don't like it. So, don't do that. You're not walking around with this tiny little stick body and a gigantic Charlie Brown head, are you? No. The other thing I see people do a lot is, and this is like when you're little, admit it, you did it. You'll see like this happy person with like a beak for a nose, and then your arms and your legs grow right out of your head and have chicken toes. Nope. Another one that I'll see a lot of is a head and then this tiny neck, right? So we're in better territory. And then I'll see like arms, that's good. And then maybe a body. And then I'll see these short, weird legs. Now, like if your whole body is the same height as your whole head, that can't be right. Nope. So we're going to start here. What I want you to think about is the human body is like 6.5 or 7 heads tall. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go ahead and put 7. Okay. So your body is about this tall. So if you figure out one of these shapes and then try to draw it about the same, you're already onto a good move. Okay. And you can do this on another piece of paper and then draw your person on the other one. I'm going to cut this part off so I don't have it. Okay. So my head, yep, I'm going to start with my head, right? And then what I like to do is I do like to draw a stick figure to help me get started, right? I'm going to make my line. I'm going to make a line, leave a little space. I'm going to make a line for my shoulders. And that line comes out past my head because your shoulders come out past your head. If you put your hand on your shoulders and you shoot them up like a cheerleader, you don't end up punching yourself in the head, right? And then we also need some lines down here for where our hips are. And our shoulders usually line up with our hips. Now your legs are the longest part of your body. If this is the upper part of your body, and then I move my hands down here, that means my legs need to come past that thumb right here. That means that'll make my legs longer than this upper half of the body. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw kind of like an upside down V right here. I'll explain why in a minute. Now, if I'm flying, maybe I'm going to have one arm kind of coming up and then maybe one arm's kind of coming down. I guess it kind of looks like I'm swimming. If you were to stand up right now and put your hands at your sides, you'll see that your arms come down below your bottom. So even though this looks like a really long arm right now, it's right. So just a quick reminder, I'm drawing light so that way I can erase what I need to erase. So from here, I want to make my torso, and that's kind of like this upper body area. So I'm going to go from like this point to this point. Okay, so that's my upper body. And then I'm going to just go ahead and make my legs here. So I'm going to come from here and I'm going to come down and maybe make like my foot hanging out. And again, come down and make my foot hanging out. Up here, I'm going to give myself a neck. And then for my arms, I'm going to draw an oval for my arm and let it overlap on my body where my armpit would be. And then I'm going to draw another oval and let those ovals overlap where my elbow would be. And again, for my hand, overlapping where my wrist would be. You could do this with your legs too. You can draw an oval and it'll overlap where your hips are. And another oval overlaps where your knees are. And another oval overlaps where your ankle is. If you've ever seen those little wooden figurines in my room that look something like this, that's a tool that artists use to help them draw the figure. Drawing people's hard. Okay, so see how I drew that person and it's about 7 heads tall? That's what I'd like you to try to draw first. Then, if I flip this, voila, my person's flying. So from here, I would give my person a face, give them clothes, please, and I would draw something happy that my person's flying over so that I'm kind of inspired by Chagall. So if I think about a moment that makes me really happy, I'm going to think about my wedding day. So I'm going to put like a little bouquet in my hand. And I'm going to draw my husband down here. Make him a little bit smaller. He's not smaller than me, but I'm going to make his feet go off the page because I ran out of some space. And he is going to be with my stepdaughter, Kendall. She's a little bit shorter. She's taller than me now, but on this stage she was shorter, right? She was wearing a dress, so I'm not even going to draw her legs. She had a little bouquet too. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add all the details that I need, and then I'll post one of these pictures when it's finished. So even if you just practice drawing a person like this, that would be a great exercise for you to work on during quarantine. Woo! All right, good luck.